It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying canine, it's a WolfHawk. It's a swooping, snarling, no use hollering WolfHawk. In the burning sun, even outlaws run when they hear that screeching howl. WolfHawk.
All right, welcome to WolfHawk Comedy Podcast.
I'm Elliot Broder.
I'm Lizzy Wolfson.
And I'm Mac Hawkburns.
And we are here at Dude IDK Studios, based in Denver, Colorado, and it is maybe 75 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, it's one of the warmest days we've had in a while, which is great. The weather has been miserable.
It's probably 50.
It feels like 70.
It feels like 70.
It's 45.
It's 45.
Very sunny. It's a fake nice day.
Yeah. How have you been? Have you been busy this week?
Yeah, I have. Actually, today I sold a bunch of metal. I sold like $150 worth of scrap metal today, which is a pretty solid haul.
Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, Elliot is
I'm a professional metal recycler.
Professional metal recycler, also dumpster diver. That is what that is, aka dumpster diver, and he is efficient at it.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun little.
How much did you make?
Today I did. Actually, I'll get out. I brought the receipt.
AMSR.
I made $154.86 today.
God damn, dude.
But something I noticed is that this place takes a $3 ATM fee.
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
So really, I made $158.
Wait, do they give you cash?
Yeah, I just scan this at a little ATM and it just spits out cash.
And it spits out cash. So somebody owns the ATM
and is making that
and is
$3.
making money.
Yeah. So I wonder if I can if I keep going to this place, maybe I'll try to get a check so they don't take that money. I mean, that's not much, but if I sell every week, that's,
Yeah, that could add up. But that is a very interesting job for them as an ATM,
right.
because it's not like you can just go to any ATM. Like, if you go to like a dispensary and you get money out of the dispensary, or if you go to a strip club is
like an insane fee.
It's like $10, $15 or something like that. I don't remember the last time.
Might as well pull out $1,000,
Yeah, well, literally that is the thought process. Depending on how much cash you have in your account. Last time I was at a strip club, that was what I was just like, I might as well just pull out more because no matter what, there's going to be this one-time fee.
Yeah.
But with that, it's even more so because you can't just go to fucking 7-Eleven down the road and get your money out or something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I can get around that. And I'm wondering, they print it on their receipt, but I'm wondering if other scrapyards do that and they just don't tell me.
I mean, honestly though, bad for you, genius for them. We got to give them credit.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%. But also I bet there's some liability because that people bring stolen stuff and then they have to give money back and stuff at some point.
Sure, I don't think the ATM guy is worried about that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But pretty solid day.
Week.
I'm in a great mood, and we're going to go fishing this afternoon.
We're going to go fishing.
Which is going to be pretty exciting.
We're going to go ice fishing. I did have to go on TikTok and look up what to wear for ice fishing.
I think it's going to be pretty warm today. I think you're
I think I'm fine.
Just,
I don't.
Bring a hat, maybe some gloves. I've got an extra pair. We'll be good.
I've got hat and gloves in the car. I've got a jacket. I have my Carhartt.
There you go. Carhartt. That's ice fishing.
Honestly, that's
there.
what I saw. A lot of people were wearing bibs. They were wearing
that's
they were
when
coveralls.
It's really cold. But today it's probably going to be in the 40s. It'll probably be pretty nice up there.
I do want a pair of good coveralls. I just need to commit to it. And I used to have a pair, but I worked on a feedlot down in Texas, and it was so muddy by the time.
It was just ruined.
Well, yeah, because I started working there in the winter because that's when they need the most help because cows get more sick in the winter. And so I had a pair, and then it was starting to get warm, and so then it just turns into complete fucking mud. And it just messed up the zippers on the sides and stuff like that.
All gummed up.
Yeah, but they were Walls. They weren't Carhartt. Also good brand. Can't always find it, but I found it in the middle of Texas.
That sounds about right.
Panhandle. I guess not the middle. The panhandle.
Yeah,
the top.
The middle of somewhere.
The middle of, I don't know.
Middle of nowhere.
The middle, yeah, I mean, truly just the middle of nowhere. It was such a small town that they had a grocery store, a gas station, and that was it, I think.
No bar?
No, it was dry town.
Oof.
Dry town, so you had to drive to either Hereford or Clovis, New Mexico to buy beer.
To drink.
Yeah. And I never knew what a dry town was because I grew up 20 minutes outside Manhattan, New York, and
they don't have them up there.
They don't have them up there. They don't They just sell beer differently. Beer is sold in liquor stores more.
Yeah.
Like what we had talked about before, like, and then like maybe shittier beer at like gas stations. Gas stations you can buy regular beer, I think. But yeah, it was those coveralls are done. So I am hoping I should be fine. I'm not even as much worried about staying warm as I am staying dry.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right out there today.
I realize that I don't have like waterproof pants.
Well, I mean, hopefully you're not gonna like fall or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, that's an amazing thought. I'm glad that you think I'm not gonna fall, but I immediately thought, what if you fall?
There's a good bit of snow on top of the ice.
Yeah.
So
also Texans ski in jeans.
It's true.
So I feel like these pants that were $14.99 from Costco should be fine.
You'll be fine.
Should be
you'll
fine.
absolutely be
I do
fine.
have the Uggs on though. I've got the Uggs. These
Duck
are
style
the
boots. Oh yeah.
No, they're not style. They're from Ugg.
Yeah, I mean, but like I just call them the duck because they have.
They're duck
that
style.
rubber,
Yes, they're duck style. They're the Butte. They are the men's version. I got Jess, my girlfriend, the women's version in the same color, but it's a little lighter. And I got the men's version, so I had a little bit more room. And these are hardy, and they have the Gore-Tex bottoms.
That's what's up.
So it's like, yeah, these fucking hit.
Let's
bring on our guest.
Our guest today.
Yes. We have an amazing guest for you guys today on the podcast. She's a Denver local. She's so funny. We love her. You're going to love her after listening to her for an hour. You guys, welcome to the podcast, Hannah Popkins.
Hannah Popkin.
I'm very happy to be here.
Woo!
I'm very excited to be here.
Let's go.
I know.
So excited to have you. Have you ever been ice fishing before?
I thought you were going to ask me if I'd ever been to a dry town before.
Either one, either or.
Well, I went to
Both.
college in a dry.
You were in
County.
college in a dry town?
I went to college in a dry county.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah, in Arkansas. And have I ever been ice fishing before? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I am honored you would ask. I am
Ever been
thrilled.
ice fishing? Fuck you, dude.
No, fuck no.
Who do you think I am?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I never have given off that vibe.
So you were in a dry town in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Is it still dry today, or was that like?
The majority of counties in Arkansas are dry.
That's insane.
Look this up.
I grew
What
up
a
in
crazy
Alabama,
thing.
so like when I was this county I grew up in was dry, but during my lifespan we transitioned to
You were there
Male.
for prohibition.
the wetness. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. I helped get it wet.
You got it very wet. It's still dry over in Arkansas. And we used to drive. It was like a thing. We would
No,
drive.
you would drive to go pick up alcohol, and you'd have to like make a run. It's
was-
like an alcohol run.
It was an experience. And
Sure.
we would take like the back roads of Arkansas. I was like a little Jewish girl from Denver, just like seeing people burning trash like in the swamp.
You were just
Wait,
like,
were you taking back roads because you guys were drunk already?
No.
But you can bring. Okay. You can bring.
well, I mean, it is because I mean, some counties it is like basically like the same as trafficking to bring alcohol back into a dry
Yes.
county. So
It didn't feel like Texas, but actually, I guess I never asked any questions.
I mean, I don't think they really care, but like it's one of those things where like if they pull you over and you have a bunch of booze, they'll probably like take it.
Really?
You think they would?
they would take it?
We
you-
took back roads because it was fun to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
back
yeah.
roads because
See
you
some
would
critters.
see shit.
Yeah,
you know what
see
I
some
mean?
critters.
See some critters. I mean, some real swamp energy.
Yeah, that feels like swamp energy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's why we took it. But I guess they could have taken my booze. But you'd have to plan. You'd have to plan like how much you could have for the week.
Because I feel
Yeah,
like dry
yeah.
means we don't sell, not you don't drink. This isn't Footloose. Like,
Well, I mean,
I
in-
wish.
in Alabama, like I remember, like it definitely was something that I heard stories of that happening.
that's wild.
And actually, my dad,
That's
I believe it.
crazy.
my-
That's crazy.
when my dad first moved there, he was in some kind of like a club, like like an old guys club,
Yeah.
like Elks or Lions Club or something.
Yeah, I also didn't know this existed either, but there's like men's clubs. Have you heard of this?
Well, you
My-
guys have
yeah.
seen like an Elks Lodge before or something, right? Like
No.
No.
you just
No.
never like
No.
We
noticed.
both grew up in the
a
cities.
building?
No.
But just different cities. I grew up right outside of New York City. She grew up
Here.
in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver. Yeah,
City.
yeah.
It
Okay,
is a-
well, either way, my dad he was like
it's
the
a
young
boys
guy.
club. It's like where like boys go and hang out
Where
with
they
other
do
boys.
they talk to each
Well,
other?
it's like
Yeah.
they do charity and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a service organization.
They go hunting
Okay.
together.
like
maybe
the
they play
Rotary
card
Club,
games.
Okay.
or like like they do a couple fundraisers.
They just got to get away from their old ladies.
I was gonna say, and
That's an
yeah.
excuse.
But either way, my dad was the young guy, so he would get
It's like war.
recruited to drive up to Tennessee to buy booze to fill. They had like a beer vending machine, and
Yeah.
that was one of their fundraisers.
Oh, I love that.
That you could like put $1 in and get a beer,
And get a
then
beer?
all the money out of the machine would like get donated to like
I love that.
kids that can't see or something.
I
we
love
do
that
that
he
in
got
here?
that job. They're like, Tom, you're gonna do the booze run.
Yeah,
you
so my
know?
dad was like the booze run guy, and he got pulled over one time, according to him, and the cop was like threatening to pour all the booze out, and my
What a
dad
maniac.
What a fucking loser.
and my dad sweet talked him and was like,
Also, how long does it take one person to open 50 beers and a bunch of bottles of liquor?
Is this- yeah.
It's also just taking away
overtime,
his time.
enough to get an hour's worth of overtime. if
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
cop.
Yeah. It's like sophomore year in high school dad energy,
I
where he
know.
like catches it in
And
your
it was,
backpack.
yeah, and my dad wasn't really like grew up in the South. He grew up in Georgia, but he like didn't know how illegal it was either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he just thought that like
Yeah, it's such a weird thing
You know.
because also it is legal to drink.
yeah, legal to drink. And then when I was growing
Yeah.
up, it was still dry, but you could get beer in bottles and cans, but no draft beer and no liquor.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, that was Colorado till the 80s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Colorado until the 80s.
Yeah, there was no hard liquor.
Which is so crazy to
It's
think
so
about.
crazy.
Yeah, now it's just the beer mecca of the
Yeah,
world.
I know.
We have over 500 breweries in Colorado.
That's so sad. I hate that fact.
wild.
That makes me so ashamed to be from here.
Oh God, yeah.
But when you taste brews from like other places, like when you go somewhere else and they're like, oh yeah, we this is our craft beer, we brew it here. It doesn't hit
It tastes
like
like dog
Colorado.
shit.
It does
tastes
not
like dog
hit like
shit.
yeah, it
Their
doesn't
water
hit like
sucks.
Colorado.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yes, we have a lot, but we fucking do it well.
Yeah, no, I'm ashamed,
Yeah.
but I'm pretentious.
Okay, good.
Very much at the same
I don't even
time.
drink anymore, but I'm still very snobby about it.
I mean, that was a big part of our tourism too.
Yeah.
In general, before pot was
Yeah, the brewery scene.
the
breweries.
outdoors breweries, like just craft beer in general
and
and,
then
stuff like
sitting
that.
on the outside patio of a brewery,
Right.
and drinking.
We
you
love
know?
that. Though.
Oh, doesn't that sound nice?
It does. So, okay, so you hate it, but you love it. Don't even.
I hate it as I'm talking about it publicly
But
on
you
the
love it.
podcast, but yeah, it's my whole energy. It's my whole vibe. I love an IPA.
see.
I love going up to a counter and saying, "Do you have a citrus IPA
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top?" Do you see how my eyebrows?
and then they
just
look at
changed?
you and they go, "Can we see your ID?"
And I say, "Yes, I'm very young.
Yeah.
I'm very young. I'm very.
It's okay.
cool.
I look 12 in my ID, but it's fine. It's not fake,
It's
which
not
is
fake.
wild.
I'm just a little baby."
The first time I ever Venmo'd you, you had like a picture from you from like, I don't know, freshman year of college or something like
Yes.
that. And you look 12. And I was like, is this you?
Is this you?
Like, I'm not, I just don't want to send this money to this 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, can I just make
Am I
sure
gonna
this
violate
is you?
a child labor
That
law?
was basically yesterday, Lizzie. And you know, I just changed it. Do you know what I changed it to?
What?
There's a picture of me slamming a Rockies dog.
Oh my God.
There we
At a
go.
Rockies
So
game.
ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
I was like, no matter what, I want people to be a little bit confused.
A
why
little
this is my
confused.
Venmo picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's something I love.
Venmo.
So,
Oh, that's great.
The best.
yeah, that's the real way to stalk. by
Yeah,
the
I know,
way.
I know.
Oh,
My
Venmo?
girlfriend does it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
She's so bad. She'll be like, I think blah, 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 blah are dating. Or I think they're breaking up.
Yes.
And I'm like, why? And they're like, look at these Venmo transactions.
Look at
I'm
all
like,
these Venmo
Jesus.
transactions.
Venmo is the
No,
true.
you got to make it private, dude.
Yeah. If you want to know if someone's fucking,
Yeah.
right? And then you look at the emojis that they use.
Yeah.
Like, oh, pizza at 2 a.m., Josh.
Yeah.
Like, interesting. That's
Yeah.
the real
Oh
secret.
yeah, I should probably make mine private. I got all kinds of weird
No,
stuff
don't
on
do
there.
that. Don't.
No,
I-
don't do that because then we
Cut
can
this
watch
out of the
it.
pod. I
Yeah.
don't want.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can keep people guessing too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I like that.
Shane Torres just put out a clip though about somebody liking one of his Venmo transactions, and he's
Oh,
like,
God.
"Fuck you, dude."
Yeah, they do that
Don't.
now.
And it's a very funny clip. Go follow Shane Torres.
They do that now, yeah,
Very
where you
funny
can like
New York
comment
comedian.
on it, which is pretty weird. Like you can, I don't know if
Yeah, you can
anybody's done
comment
that
on it.
recently, where
Yeah.
it's like turning into a back and forth. I'm like, no, I just need,
No.
No.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
paid you for a show. I don't need to hear.
Not
your,
everything has to be social.
Yeah, I don't
I
need to hear
also-
your results.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I made mine private also because I don't want other younger comedians seeing who I'm getting paid from necessarily, like pretty consistently.
Oh my God, you don't?
I don't know. I don't want them to be like, oh, okay, well, she's booked all the time, so I guess I'm not gonna book. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to see like, yeah.
I mean, that's how I know you're a better person than me.
Yeah,
Because I'm like,
yeah.
I want everyone to see all the like,
They're like,
see.
oh yeah, like comedy.
Like, guess I'm busy. Yeah,
But the nice thing is that most showrunners are men, and so they're 100% not looking at that. Like they have no idea that they can even scroll through it.
I've never even thought about
See?
stalking people on Venmo before.
No, I love it.
I
It's
guess
the best.
I take that back. There's a friend of mine that used to always do the like, every few months he'd be like, God, I hate doing this, but I need help for rent. And I would like go through his because I'd be like, is he scamming people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he is.
And I think at least the time I donated, because I was like, no, this seems like it's pretty legit. You know what I mean? Like he's not. It's not like every
Sure,
single.
at the beginning, it always seems legit, and then you follow them on Instagram, and they're asking every.
But I
fucking
scrolled
month.
through, and there were definitely a couple people that were like, "Hope it helps, buddy." You know what I mean? But it was like a couple, and I'm like, you know
We'd
what?
love to see that.
we
huh?
love to.
Everybody
It's not
like,
much,
good
but-
luck. Yeah.
And Liz, you're just screenshotting and sending back and forth.
Like, good luck,
did you see?
and I did throw him some money, and it definitely did not become a trend in this instance.
Yes, but there's
It kind of sounds like
there's other
could
people
have.
that we know
Yeah.
that it has become a trend with, and so I do look to see like who is.
Yeah,
who is
I
sending-
think he got
but
his housing situation figured out, and that was kind of the
Good.
end
I
of
am
it.
happy. I'm
so.
very happy to hear that.
Or maybe he got a job. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't stalk him anymore. It's just the one time.
Yeah. Cash App does not let you do that though, and that is disappointing.
They don't.
They don't let you see like the transactions.
I mean, it is.
At least I have not figured out how to look at the transactions through Cash App.
It's a truly meaningless feature.
Well,
like,
I mean, you can't see the amounts, right? You just see
No,
who it's
yeah.
from.
I
And
know,
like,
but that makes it all the more interesting.
Yeah, that makes it
yeah,
more
because you can like
interesting.
speculate.
Yeah.
If I could see the amounts though, that would be wild. Because then you can see who's really dishing out.
Sure. And then also I will use emojis like if I send, and I guess mine's private so people can't even see it anyways, but if I send like Jess like money or something like that, I'll put like shrimp on there or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'll put like something so
An emoji,
random
yeah. I do that with
that
my
it like
girlfriend
doesn't
too.
so that you have no idea. But then the couples that are not private and then like money for utilities, money for rent,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and you're just like, oh, I actually
Bills.
kind of hate whatever's happening here.
Too-
like this
too
is
organi- yeah.
It's so
What do you guys do every day?
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like- that is a little while. We're like, well, no, we're just even with money, and it's like no relationship is even with money, and we know that.
I'm just so glad that I use cash as much as possible because no one can know.
Nobody can ever comment
one
on
knows.
it. Nobody
That is
can ever.
very, that's a very like up in the hills mentality, man. Yeah, that is
Yep,
wild.
keep it
Yeah.
under my mattress.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't.
I don't. It's not in my mattress.
Yeah.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. It's all crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually a lot of my money is currently tied up in precious metals.
Yeah, it's
by
precious metals.
Precious metals. I mean, copper wire.
That's what he just read you. That's what it's
Yeah,
not.
it's-
It's not tied up in it. It's what he finds in
I
the
un-
trash,
I
and
have
then he.
I literally have it tied. I have to untangle it before
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can sell
Am
it.
I supposed to? What is a precious metal?
No, this isn't precious metals. This is
No,
money.
it is. Well, at a scrapyard, anything that is
Lizzie?
at a scrapyard, copper is considered a precious metal.
When you say it like that, she
Yeah.
thinks that you took the $150, went and
Bought
bought a
gold
gold
or silver.
coin,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I'm-
put it somewhere.
That's what
that
I'm going
is.
for.
Then that is what I will think no matter what you tell me.
That's what I'm going for.
But what it is he's actually just going, finding metal, putting it in his car, bringing it to them. They're giving him money for the
Getting
metal, and
cash.
then he's spending $3 at an ATM to get his cash
To
out.
get your
God.
cash.
That's what that
I'm very
receipt
bitter
was.
about that $3.
I
I
know.
shouldn't be, but
I know you are.
I
It's
just like
tough.
the idea of calling it precious. You're just like holding it. That's
Yeah.
all I'm thinking.
I
is
like the idea of him going into a dumpster, coming out and holding metal and going, precious.
Yes,
my
it's very
precious."
the ring.
yeah. I climb up over the edge and like the
Yeah.
light shines out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I come out and I'm like, it's all over me like a
Yeah,
a
there's just
monster. I'm like
asbestos
tangled
all
up in
over
it.
you.
Yeah. And now you're here at the podcast. That
Yeah.
just happened to
It
you
just happened.
an hour ago.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember the other day my neighbor came over and he like works in tech or something where like he definitely like he has 3 kids and only he works. So like he's
Gotta love that though.
He
you
makes
know?
money.
I'm gay, but when I hear stuff like that, where I could just stay at home, I'm like,
Yeah.
I might not be that.
3
gay.
kids, stay at home wife.
I am
And,
that gay. Though. Just so you guys know, just to clear that up.
And he saw me and I was kind of organized. I was like, I have like a couple bins and I was sort of like putting organizing like a pile of trash, basically. And I was kind of like putting the copper over here, aluminum over here. And he came over, and the look on his face, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "This is I'm making money. I know it doesn't."
Yeah. I know you make a lot of money not doing this.
Yeah.
I was like,
staying out of the trash.
Yeah.
Actually, you
"This
stay
is
out
gonna
of the
sound
trash.
crazy, but this is actually I make money doing this."
He's like, I've never made money touching anything
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
entire
Be
life.
like, wait, how do you? There's no internet. How do
There's no
you,
keyboard. I don't understand.
I don't
It's not
get-
an
yeah.
experience
Yeah.
that I can design.
But yeah, it was a very strange. It was such a fun
Interaction.
look that he gave me, and then on that day I had like a lot of stuff, and I was like, yeah, like this is worth $3 a pound, and he was like, huh.
I mean, I think that we also do associate that a little bit with drugs in
absolutely.
general.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? So then when you see somebody doing it and they're like, no, I'm completely sober and I'm just
Don't
doing
even
this
drink
because I don't
caffeine.
want to work for the man. And it's like, yeah, there's just other ways of doing it, man.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah,
other
no,
ways
it's
of doing
it definitely we don't have a good rep. You know,
No,
dumpster
no.
divers and scrap metal people do not have a good rep.
No, not at
We
all.
need to rebrand.
Yeah.
Rebrand.
That's why I always wear a suit when I go diving.
That's
at night.
good.
Yes. You have a little briefcase.
yeah.
I get a. It's actually a suit that I found in a dumpster.
The briefcase
so
opens and a bunch of metal falls out.
Walks out. Yeah.
the briefcase just has like bolt cutters in there.
This is normal.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, briefcase with just tools for
Tools.
like a chopping tool.
Yeah. You should get a bolo tie with a precious metal on it.
There you go.
That's
Ooh,
kind of
yeah.
badass.
Just
Yeah.
like a hunk of copper.
It just hangs him in the trash.
You
We're like, that
can't
was a
move.
bad idea, actually.
There's a magnet. I like use it to see if stuff's steel or not.
Yeah.
So Hannah, you grew up here in Denver.
I
so
did.
you are a city girl.
I'm a city slicker.
You're a city slicker.
Yeah.
Do you know the other word for city slicker?
No.
Dude. So dude ranches, where you go and you ride horses for 4 days or
Yeah.
whatever, and pretend that you're a cowboy because you live in the city and you're like, I need
so
to
that's
get
why
out
they
there.
call it a dude ranch.
City slicker is yeah. So it's a dude ranch. It's a ranch for city slickers to come and ride horses and
play
have
cowboy.
a nice vacation. Honestly, very nice vacations. I've been to dude ranches, and then I also worked at one too, and very more luxury, kind of like
That, yeah.
you know,
Where I would go.
yeah,
A
yeah,
dude
where
ranch.
you would go, and just like
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna do this thing.
Tourism. Yeah, it's like outdoor tourism kind of a thing.
Yeah, and also like very fun, but that is dudes. That's
Yeah.
what they call
Yeah,
it.
dude is another word for
It's outdoor light.
Outdoor light.
outdoor lights.
Yeah, it's an outdoor
Yeah,
light.
it is definitely outdoor light.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're like dirty, but like not that dirty. You know what I mean? You need a shower, but it's like
It's like a dusty.
yeah, it's like a
A
dust.
dust.
like a-
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
There's like an outdoor glow, that
Outdoor
you
That's
get.
glow.
everything I want.
Yeah.
That's-
You buy a cowboy hat, you wear it one time, you have it for 15 years.
For
you
a
go, I've
bachelorette.
never worn this except for those 4 days I was on a ranch.
Lizzy, can I tell you this is a sad true fact.
Yes.
Every single cowboy hat I have is from a bachelorette party.
I love that.
I have
How-
3 in my
Three?
Okay, I was
closet.
gonna say, how many?
Wait,
3.
Like you went shopping and bought one for the bachelorette party,
No.
or they gave one to you because they were like, "This is okay." The
yeah,
girlies
the
wear it.
girlies
Yeah.
were out.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Charleston,
Okay, yeah.
right? Austin,
Yep.
Nashville.
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 Oh,
We were
I was
in
about to
Austin.
ask.
Uh-huh.
We saw so many cowboy hats. We saw it
Yeah.
was always like
Dude,
white fluffy cowboy hat for the bride, and then pink fluffy cowboy hats
Yeah,
for the girls.
I'm doing a show in Nashville in March, and I'm actually considering. I was like doing research today of like, can I get cheap bulk cowboy hats
Yeah.
to hustle them after my show?
That's not bad merch,
Right?
actually.
And I can always
Yeah,
like,
I don't
I
think
have
that's.
stickers. I
don't
can just
think
throw one of my
that's-
stickers on there.
Yeah, but I don't think that's here. I think that's I think that's Mexico.
What do you mean? What's Mexico?
Cheap cowboy hats.
Oh yeah, but
cheap
like,
cowboy hats. I just don't think that like you.
I
Can
mean, I'm talking about
go
getting
to a
them from
store.
like Party City or something.
Oh,
you know what
I
mean?
see,
Like,
I
I'm
see,
gonna
I
like
see.
get like Amazon,
Plastic.
like.
Cool.
I mean, maybe not quite plastic, but like
He's an environmentalist.
Yeah.
He's not getting plastic.
No plastics.
But I
Okay.
mean, $4 or $5 hats.
No plastics.
Done.
I mean, I bought
Only
one in Palm
microplastics,
Springs too
but-
for a bachelorette party that I don't want to tell you how much I paid. I mean, I will never fucking wear it. But
Oh,
like,
God.
Wait,
I mean, I
you bought
know.
it?
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. I mean, I will never wear any of these hats again.
Why? You should wear them. You live in Colorado. You live in the place.
I will
you live in the
never wear
place
these.
where people buy hats
I have
to
standards.
wear them here.
This is becoming a new theme where Lizzy tries to get people to wear hats that don't want to wear hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think we need to address this too.
Podcast theme.
I don't think the comedy community.
And I do love
Yeah.
that for me.
I
actually.
do love that for you too, and I want that for you.
I really tried hard to get Elin to wear that goddamn
Fucking
fucking
hat.
Bass
Of
Pro
course.
chat. He was such a baby. He did hold it the whole time, which was nice.
That's worse.
But he would not put it on his head.
That's
Brand
worse.
brand new. I got it for him.
The Bass Pro hat.
Yeah, I picked it out. I thought he would like the color and
God.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was
Yeah.
like army green, like a little darker than this. I thought it was cute. Me and Elliot wore ours for the whole time, but yeah.
I would wear it with you.
Yeah.
We do need to acknowledge this though, that the comedy community is not the most accepting when you come out with a new accessory.
And this is
Yeah.
what
A
we
lot of
talked
people
about for
get
an
hate
hour
for wearing hats.
with
Yeah.
Elliot. With Elin.
Well, and honestly, I think one of the things I remember I used to wear when I did Hawkburns, I wore a cowboy hat all the time. And one time in a roast battle, someone said something like, "You look like you think a cowboy hat equals comedy," and that really cut me to the bone.
Oh no!
You're like, it doesn't.
Oh man,
That
Yeah.
really hurt. You know, like sometimes you do a roast and you're like, man, these are great jokes. And I'm always a good sport. But that was one that I thought about later. And I was like,
Really?
do people really think that I just wear this because I think it's funny?
No.
no,
No.
no.
See, but it's that toxicity. If I came out with that hat, like to a mic or to a show,
People
okay.
would be like,
yeah,
people would not. It would be my whole identity.
right,
they'd be
right,
like,
and then
what, do
they
you
would
have
have
a
to say
midlife
something
crisis?
about it.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And I would be like, "How dare you? I'm very young."
Isn't it
How
cool?
dare
life
you.
crisis. Yeah.
Literally, I mean,
This
that's
is a
Elin.
1/5 life
Just so
crisis.
you
No,
know,
it is
that's
Elin.
Elin's.
I would say this to his
I
face.
went to a show.
Yeah.
I was wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat, Bass
there.
Pro Shop hat, and yeah, remember you were there, and I was so upset. I wasn't upset. I wasn't like crying at the show, but I wore it, and he like said something about it, and I was like, "You can suck my whole dick."
Yeah.
Can we put that on YouTube?
I like this hat.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm allowed to wear whatever I want. And also, like, I'm going up in front of people that don't know me, that might never see me again. If I'm going to try out new things, isn't this where I should try them out?
Yes, Lizzie. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. My first 6 months, year into comedy, I used to wear lipstick all the time.
Nervous about what you were wearing?
Yeah, well, yeah, and I like lipstick.
You like
City
lipstick?
Slicker.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a dude.
Somebody said something about your lipstick?
I used to get it all the time. And it used to just be like a year. You're just like, yeah.
Okay, men or women?
Men.
Men are
Do you
wild.
think, let me just to clarify, like, was it like a purposefully negative comment, or were they just making a comment in general?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But it's still a comment in general, which is a weird thing. Like, if you went out with a bunch of your friends, no man would look at a woman and be like, "Oh, you're wearing lipstick to this bar?"
To this bar. But
know?
that's what would be funny about it, is they're like trying kind of hard to look nice today. And I would be like, yes.
The comments that you get, I'm sorry, but the comments that you get that I've heard from you, from people,
It's wild.
it is
dude.
wild because experience as a man in comedy, different. Experience as a gay woman and like dyke, different, completely different than any kind of like femme woman.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine just being like a straight
Well,
woman in comedy.
but it's
Or
fun-
straight passing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Opened up the Hinge.
open to yeah.
Opened
she
up
did
the
she did
Hinge.
open up Hinge, so bi woman but straight passing. I am not straight passing.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Is I'm not straight passing, so like one of my jokes is even that I dress like this to keep men away from me.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
do not get the same types of comments.
Yeah.
There's always like a
Dude,
weird
and-
couple sometimes that come up and you're like, you guys are a little too friendly and
They're
I'm
trying to fuck you. Yeah.
not fucking you guys.
They really were.
Dude, do you ever have men just completely oblivious try to hit on you? Because
Yes.
I think some men just don't pick up on that kind
Really?
of a thing.
What's the
the
give me a
last
story.
time was I was in Austin and it was one of our last nights there. It was like in August. It was when I went without you. It was when I
the
went
day,
right
like,
before
the year
you.
before.
And we were at this bar and it was like kind of like the closed down bar. Like they just like kind of stay open.
Yeah.
You know, they like kind of
late
kick everybody
night
out and
spot.
it's all, it's a late night spot for comics over there. And I was hungry. And you know, cause like when you're on vacation, or I mean, I guess I was working because I was doing shows,
Yeah.
but like it's just harder to always like find food or think about it, especially
Yeah.
like before shows. So I ran over and I walked. I didn't run. I don't run anywhere. But
I don't run at all.
We've never known there's
Walked,
no running.
took a couple breaks.
in my head, I was running to get pizza down the road, but I was just walking fast. And I got pizza, and I was just like, just eating on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
All the bars had shut down, and this guy came up to me, and he was like trying to talk to me, just drunk as shit. And he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?
What kind of guy was he?
Fratty bro, like
Techie
finance,
vibe? White guy?
maybe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, white guy.
Yeah.
Looked like he probably played like, you know,
Sorry to bring race into it. I'm
football
just trying to
in
get a
high
mental
school,
image.
but definitely like, you know, barely did anything in college. Like,
Yeah. 30s?
yeah, he was probably 30s,
Early 30s.
yeah, mid 30s,
Oh,
probably
okay.
mid.
And
Okay.
he just came
Yeah.
and shot a shot, started spitting game.
Yeah, but I looked at him and I was eating my pizza and I was like, "Do you not? Where are your friends,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. Your friends would tell you. Yeah.
Your friends, you know what I mean? Like you're so drunk." And your friends left you.
Also, this is before
And he
the
was
show.
like, "Oh no, this is after. This
Okay,
is like
this is
later.
after.
This is like
Okay.
like that bar was gonna stay open for comics
I
to
like
hang
to
out.
imagine that it was at like 6 p.m.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
really
yeah, no,
early.
no,
He's
no.
drinking all
This is
day.
like
Yeah.
the other bars had shut down.
Okay.
They had left him.
Okay.
And I was like, and he was like, "Oh man, that's like pretty harsh." And I was like, "Look at me, bruh. Like, what are you talking? First of all, I'm stuffing my face with pizza,
Yeah.
so I'm not thinking about you. Any girl at that point, if
No.
they're stuffing their face with pizza, and I was being like, "Oh, what about your dumb dick?"
Yeah.
you know.
Can't offer me anything right
But
now.
also, I looked very gay.
Yeah.
Like it's not like this
Like
is.
you were probably wearing like what you're wearing now.
Yeah.
basically,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a bit of a Doug situation here, Doug Funny situation here, where we're kind of the same thing. But it's very like, I'm gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And also, where are your friends?
A lot of red flags.
Yeah. There are a lot
Buddy.
of red
And
flags.
that's how you responded?
Yeah.
Did he keep trying to spit game after that? Or did
No.
he like
No,
think
then
about
he
it and
got
wander
sad.
off?
Yeah.
then
And he
got
left.
sad.
Yeah,
I was just trying to make him sad.
they-
I wasn't trying to be like, "Listen, buddy, you're not gonna fuck me tonight."
And then they found his body in Ladybird Lane.
Yeah.
That was before that. That was before, but
So you were the
he
last
might be
person
the
to
guy.
see him, Lizzy.
He might be the murderer. No, I don't even think I don't think he got murdered. I think he might be the
do you get-
murderer
do you
get-
because he
do you
was
get
trying to
that
hit
joke?
on. Yeah.
Did I get that joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently there's been like a bunch of bodies found in like this lake in Austin, and they think there's like a serial killer or something.
Oh my God.
Of like guys that look like
It's all men.
kinda-
It's like
yeah,
all
like that.
like young men.
They're like, it's the pizza face killer.
and they all I guess were like last seen like drunkenly like leaving a bar or
doing what that
something.
guy was
Lizzy?
doing. I don't live there.
Lizzy?
What am I doing? Flying back and forth to
You
kill
might have saved
people,
his
throw them in a
life.
lake, and come back here
You might have.
in time for Denver Comedy Underground? He's like, "I'm back. Don't worry. I've been here the
Yeah.
whole time."
we went to Austin together, and I was with you the whole time, so you've got an alibi.
Yeah.
Suspicious?
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why I didn't get hit on while we were in Austin, because we were together the whole time, and they were like, "This is just a weird couple."
Yeah.
This is a weird.
It's a wild
They might be
vibe.
from Central Texas, and
That autistic guy.
Does he know that she's gay? Because we
Yeah.
know that she's gay. I
feel
don't
like
know if
it's-
she knows that she's gay.
I feel like it's more common in the South to see couples where it's like maybe they both kind of know and they just have an agreement.
Yeah. They've been
Sure.
together since middle school.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that type
they're
of
like,
vibe.
I don't know if I'm, like I don't want to get the.
I think queerness is on a spectrum, though. Like, I think
Yeah.
you can. I think you
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
pretty gay and still fall in love with a man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I think you can be pretty straight and fall in love with a woman too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, some men.
Hopefully,
Let's go. Open it up.
because you're pretty
guys.
straight.
I mean,
Yeah.
some men.
For
I think,
now.
Yeah.
some men can be pretty effeminate. I dated a girl who I was like the first dude she had dated
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I didn't know that at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, I remember I was like hitting on her, like not really hitting on her, but I was just like I wasn't really hitting on her. I was just shooting the shit because I kind of thought
Yeah. Yeah.
she was gay.
Yeah.
So I was just like shooting the shit,
And then she was like, "I'm gonna fuck you."
and
you're
then
like,
she started like turning
Let's
it
go,
into
dude.
she
Yeah.
started turning it into more of a flirt thing, and I was like, oh wait, am I reading this situation wrong?
Yeah.
And then
What was the moment where you felt like she was turning it into a flirt thing?
She had her dick in. She had his dick in her mouth.
He was like,
No,
during the first
And you were like, "I
thrust.
think she might be straight." Actually,
no,
man, I messed up that joke. That is.
It still hit, Lizzy. I liked it.
Can we run it back? Let's just start from the beginning. Welcome to WolfHawk Comedy Podcast.
but no, what it was is I remember I was like I met her after like a comedy show. She'd come to a comedy show with like a big group of obvious lesbians, and I was like, hey, do you go to comedy like often?
I'm just here with all these dykes, but I'm straight.
But
That's-
But I said something about like, do you go to comedy often? And she was like, well, maybe I would if you like invited me.
Whoa.
And I was like, well, let me get your number.
That's so
Yeah.
funny because you get that comment and then she gets, you're trying really hard.
Yeah.
What a fucking
Wow.
great.
bitch.
And so I was just like, perfect. Another person I can invite
Do you
to a
have to be
comedy show.
slutty up there? I don't,
Yeah.
There is a big gap between it, and I do like that more and more comedians are talking about it on podcasts because I like hearing the straight side of it because I do think that the queer side is a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and again, it's just this thing where it's like, oftentimes when they say it, it isn't an insult. Like it is just like
in their mind, it's not an
yeah.
insult, but it is an insult. It's just they haven't been taught why like trying to put people down would be rude.
Or it's like in their mind it is an insult, but I'm just like, yeah, dude, that's like fundamental self-care.
Sure, 100%.
You know what I mean? They'll be like,
100%.
wow,
For me,
look
like
at you.
I like have siblings, so like for me, that's like I grew up always like
Right.
like throwing a little shade, and sometimes I feel like my current girlfriend was like basically raised as an only child,
Right.
and so I sometimes feel like it doesn't work. She like doesn't get what I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm just busting your balls. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving like I obviously
I do think it's different when you
love you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I'm just not a complete asshole
Yeah.
all the time.
like
You're right. Which is a shift because I have 2 sisters.
Yeah.
So I do feel like that vibe of comedy of like the shooting the shit and the like
Sure.
like was a bit of a jump for me.
To hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
hanging
different.
with the boys.
Yeah.
hanging with the
Yeah.
boys.
Hanging with the boys for
and
sure.
so it's like I get it because I do shoot the shit, right? But it's I'm a little sensitive. I
Right,
can
right.
be a little sensitive sometimes.
100%. I do think that also it is sometimes easier for me to shoot the shit with boys because we all fuck the same people.
Yeah.
So-
We can trade
They don't
moves.
feel like they're like
Yo, you
like
ever
they're
do-
at first they're a little worried and they're like, is she gonna say what's she like is she gonna be upset or something, and then once they realize it, then it's like I can make them more comfortable faster.
Yeah.
I think most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can like trade moves. You can be like, "Pff,
Yeah.
you ever do this one?
Yeah. No, I'm not giving away my secrets.
I'm not
Lizzy, you're
giving away
gonna
my
know if I
secrets.
fucked a girl on Hinge because I'm gonna come to like a mic the next night
Yeah.
and be like, "What the fuck is up, boys?"
Yeah.
You're gonna have a Venmo transaction for late night pizza.
Yeah. Be like, "What's up, turd slops?"
Yeah. You're gonna walk up to a bunch of boys and be like, "Fuck, gotcha."
You loser. And
Yeah.
Lizzy's gonna be like,
Looking.
"Hannah got laid."
Yeah. And then we're like, also, we liked her straight. She was much nicer.
Hannah was way cooler before.
This is a great.
Yeah.
I love the idea of that. Of like,
just turning into a
you
total
show up in a leather jacket.
douche.
You start wearing your cowboy hat after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck.
All the lesbian comedians are like, okay, we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah.
Because that's actually not how we act.
Yeah. Hannah, you've gone too
That's
far.
how they act.
Yeah. This is unhealthy.
But as far as growing up in Denver, we did chat a little bit because we like to talk about the outdoors. That is our thing.
Yeah.
That is what we
Yeah, I'm
enjoy.
wearing
Yeah.
my lumberjack outfit today.
And honestly, actually, I have a red flannel in the car, and I didn't put it on because I saw what he was wearing.
Matching.
Should go get it right now. Go get it.
But I was like, I don't know if we both need to wear red flannel on this green couch.
I would've
right
liked
now.
that.
But that is the thing that we both really enjoy, and we like asking comedians about it. And because you grew up in Denver, what has been your experience with the outdoors?
Well, we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I grew up in this town, like in the city, and I think being into the outdoors is like a huge thing here.
100%.
It's like a huge integral, like it almost like is a value system.
Sure.
And I like fucking hated
You hate
outdoors.
it. You hate
fucking
it. Born and raised in Denver.
Well,
Don't ski.
Don't ski.
don't ski. I don't
Don't
either.
hike.
Don't hike.
Find it.
Man, that face that you just made for hiking.
Yeah, like you ate a lemon.
I just like
I know.
don't. You know when people, and this is
I
also,
don't walk up a hill.
and it's like people try and convince you to. I mean, it's this thing where it's like people are like, and it's always men. Sorry, it's always men who
It's
are
okay.
like,
I'm not trying to convince anybody to do anything.
Yeah,
I want the
he
worst to
doesn't
myself.
represent all men.
no, not you.
You better
okay?
tell those boys.
Yeah, and I think it's always like this thing where they'll like be into you, and then
Sure.
like I don't know, 10 minutes in, they like find out you don't like it, and they'll be like, oh, but like. the view from the top.
Oh, right.
Or like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you haven't done it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I know the
Like,
best spot.
Yeah.
You haven't done the right hike.
Yeah.
We just have to go there when the sun is rising, so we have to leave the house at 4:30.
At 4:30.
Yeah.
You'll be a dream, Hannah.
Yeah.
I really want to see you at 4:30
Yeah.
going on a fucking hike.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, like, isn't it worth it? And I'm like, no, it's never been worth it. I
Yeah.
have done it many times.
Hot, sweaty, stinky,
Chafy. Very chafy.
Oh yeah, man. Talk about chafy. Here's one. Here's another reason that guy maybe when I got that pizza pissed me off is I was in Texas in Austin in August and the most chafe I've ever had, and, to the point where like I was I took a water I was taking water bottles and just putting them here just to cool down.
You can if you go down and hike in Buena Vista, you can actually get double chafy.
What?
That's Chaffee County.
Oh, that's Chaffee County.
I think it's Chaffee, maybe. Okay, too deep of a cut.
Yeah. So I just told you I don't like to hike, and you gave me a chafy.
We're gonna start over again.
Chaffee County. Come on, Chaffee County.
If we could just run it back, Nick. Welcome to WolfHawk
You
Comedy
set them up,
Podcast.
I knocked them down.
No,
you're gonna learn about geology. You're gonna learn about geography.
No, I feel like I get as much of like a brain tickle when I see like a desktop screensaver.
Okay.
As when I see like the top of a fucking mountain. Like I just don't. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing. Also, I went on a date. But the first dude I ever really loved was like very into the outdoors. Right.
Okay.
He wore you down.
Well, and he told me, and it was eventually fine because it was like a thing he liked to do alone, and then I would like go see like a.
That's great though.
Yeah.
When people are into something and they can do it on their own,
perfect.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. You have your thing. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't need you there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go.
I'll go see like a French film by myself, and you go do that, and we're happy. But early on, and I was like 21, he was like, "It's really important to me that we like go on this hike with my mother. Like, I want you to meet my mom, and I want us to go on this hike."
So
I
you're
hate
taking
this
you're
already.
double you're so now we're double dipping.
We're
so now
double
it's two
dipping.
things that you hate.
It's too.
Don't
Having
want to
to
meet
meet
your
a
mother.
mom and hike.
Also, don't want to hike.
Don't want
With an old person. I'm assuming the mom was old.
She's older.
Older,
Yeah.
probably.
She did better on the hike than me. So
Okay.
she's not that old.
Yeah. She could be old and be very fit.
I
But
don't mean to
both
be
things-
ageist, but I just mean that like
Yeah.
you probably had to listen to her
She's
breathing.
Probably fat piece of shit.
I just, I just mean, you maybe had to slow down or you should
They were
breathe harder.
21.
Yeah.
So 40
she's-
plus.
Probably in her late. She's probably in her late 50s.
Okay.
Either
Right?
way, there are old people that are very in shape, and we want to just say that we do support that
We
community.
do support.
We
Again,
do support that community.
she did
Speak for
much better
yourself.
than I did.
No, I'm just kidding.
Once you hit a certain age, you're done.
She's amazing. Shout out to Jill. And makes soaps.
Great.
And
Love that.
So we went, and I was really trying to warn him. Like because I'm not nice. Like I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I feel insecure. I grew up in this town where I felt like if I couldn't hike or if I was always in the back, like it made me feel bad about my body and myself.
You didn't
right?
like being
You
in the
got
back.
hike shamed?
Oh, I love
is being in the back.
That's so crazy.
yeah, I love being in the
I
back.
get it though. I can totally see that happening.
Growing up
out
here too,
in
like
this
outward
culture.
bound trips.
Yeah.
You know, like in 7th grade, you think that makes you feel good about your body, like you getting your period on outward bound.
Camp? No, summer camp. Did you do a summer camp
Never
here?
did summer camp.
Never
I
did.
did a Jewish summer camp, but we weren't hiking.
You weren't hiking.
We weren't
Perfect.
hiking.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
doing-
2 foot clamped. Anyways,
Yeah.
so you go on this hike with the boyfriend and the mom,
and
you're in a bad mood.
terrible mood. And I was a bit, but you can't, right? Because there's a mom there. So
No,
you
you have
can't.
to like overcompensate and stuff like that, but it also does feel like you're not setting me up for success.
Yeah, and I was.
We can't
out
just go to
street.
dinner. We just can't get some fucking pasta.
Can't do
and,
some
like,
tapas.
Yeah. A
That's
little
like the
wine,
best
pasta.
advantage mom pays.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like that's the
know.
best part.
Yeah,
I
she's not
know.
paying for the fucking hike.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe for parking?
it's truly like
$5, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's truly like putting me in the environment where I am set up not to thrive.
Sure.
The only positive to this was they brought an old sick dog.
Oh, so you stayed with the dog because you're like an old sick dog.
Because I was an old
The old sick dog was faster than you.
was Yes, and the old sick dog used to have to take these long breaks to just shit, like water.
And so did you.
And so I, the whole time, would be like, "I'll stay with the dog." You know?
Dog has to shit. The dog's like, I'm at the top.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
you're just like, thank God.
I know. And
Did
his mom was like,
the dog?
his mom was like, "Man, she loves animals."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
You
was
pulled
just
it
like,
off.
Big heart. Just a big heart.
and I could tell by the end of that hike, he was like, "Okay, you never have to go again. Like, I will never take you."
No, he just didn't set you up for
Yeah,
success.
you-
It's rude.
It
So-
was.
I guess
I get the
think we've
idea, but he could just go have fun with his mom, and you don't have to be there.
which I think we've covered this, but are there any sort of outdoor activities that you would say that you do
Or that you
enjoy?
want to try.
That well now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Well,
As a 22-year-old.
as a 22-year-old, no, I was very opposed.
No. I just mean like the story was that you were 21 and
Yeah.
now.
No.
It's fine. It's funnier when I explain
Yes.
it.
Well, as a 22-year-old yesterday, yeah. Yeah, yes, one, and we talked about this a little bit at Underground.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, I think my relationship with nature changed a lot because there wasn't
Okay.
like social pressure anymore.
Okay.
So I got really into like gardening. I like love a
Hell
garden
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's been like a very big thing for me.
Yeah.
And this boy
yeah,
loves
no,
a garden.
Yeah, I talked your ear off when you brought that
I-
up.
Oh, I want your
Black
tomatoes.
thumb.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Black thumb.
I think I'm allowed to say that.
A
Green
black
thumb. Yeah.
Brown thumb. That sounds worse.
No.
Yeah, I think black
Yeah, black
thumb is
Black thumb sounds
We're
way
going
better
with
than brown
black
thumb.
thumb. Yeah, yeah.
I kill a lot of things,
Yeah.
okay?
a lot of plants.
Yeah, a lot of plants. Not anybody in Ladybird Lake.
No one, never even been there.
Dot. Does Jess have plants? Does your girlfriend have plants?
So actually, no, she's worse, and
Yeah, you guys
she's
are-
actually worse about it. She did a whole thing last year where she was like, I'm gonna make all these little plants, and I'll have the little starters, and I'll have the little thing, and then her ADHD kicked in, and she just forgot about all of them, so nothing got planted. So
I
she
used to do that too, to be fair, until I got like a hose timer, and that's a fucking game changer.
Yeah. I think we could
Just
set
auto
ourselves
water.
up. I think that if we ever had true plant situation, we would just have Elliot set it
Just
up,
hire me as the gardener.
Yeah.
and he would be the gardener, the help. That's what we call them. I don't think I can say that actually.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the one I can't
That's
say.
the one.
Yeah, I'm.
But I do have
I'm
houseplants.
unvolunteering for this.
I've got houseplants, and I get the houseplants that are like hard to kill.
Yeah, you
And-
have a pretty nice houseplant collection.
Yeah, we have a good. It's like fine. I know that they probably could be doing better. I always look at them and I'm like, I'm sure you could be
You got,
thriving.
like snake plants.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. It's like when you're in a relationship for a
Cacti.
long time, and you're like, I don't know if this is great, but like you could be thriving with somebody else.
Yeah.
Those plants are
never
definitely
know.
feeling that.
Yeah.
And I do have some plants that also like could be dead, and I wouldn't know. And so
She's like, yeah, it's probably
like
fine.
jade plants and like aloe
Oh, yeah,
vera
yeah.
plants and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like they could be dead, but I wouldn't know until they finally dried up, and they
Yeah.
don't do that very fast. So
yeah,
I'm
they
able to
could just
maintain.
be slowly dying for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
long
Much
time.
So-
also like a long-term relationship.
But I don't really have like yes. Interesting that you bring that up. But yeah, as far as food and stuff like that goes,
Well, I knew houseplants. I have never walked into like a lesbian's apartment and not seen houseplants.
and yeah.
I've
Yep.
never seen it.
I had to. I came out of the closet and I called my mom and I was like, I think I need
We gotta go to the store.
plants.
go to the store. But
If
no,
I'm gonna
Hook it up.
impress any woman, I
Yeah.
better get some plants, mom.
I gotta find someone.
Yeah.
But no gardening at all.
We
In terms
have
of-
the setup for it because
You
Jess
just-
likes to build,
Okay.
but we don't really
Well,
get
I know,
any food
I know a
from
couple
it.
years you've done like some plants and stuff. I remember.
We've never gotten fucking food from it, but she has gotten tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
We can't get a
eggplants.
fucking tomato. One tomato. I'm like, maybe we got
Yeah.
like two. At one point, we got cucumbers. That was it.
That's something.
That's good.
Out of all the stuff, out of the availability that I have in my backyard, I'm telling you right now, it's not good.
We're trying to be
percentages
encouraging, but-
percentages are pretty fucking
But honestly,
bad.
for real though, I mean, if you want to, I can do it for pretty cheap. I'll get you on a hose timer. Problem solved.
Hell yeah.
It's such a cool, and when we were talking at Underground too, like it's such a fun thing to like plan your plots,
Yeah.
right? And to like
Plan your
think-
plots.
plan your plots, baby, and to like think about
And to be like, I'm going to try something new this year.
Or a different version?
Man, I want.
Are you going to do
Japanese.
more tomatoes this year?
No, I'm going to do less tomatoes this year. I had way too many tomatoes.
She brought tomatoes to Wide Right one night, and they were delicious.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do less tomatoes too. I did way too many.
This year, man, was
I had so many.
yeah.
I did a bunch of varieties, and I think I found the varieties that I want.
See, that's how I know you're like on the star game.
It's a different level.
Is like your varieties. You're like a cataloger almost.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. What I had last year I dug through all my old seeds because tomatoes, they give you so many and I usually only plant a few. So I went through like seeds from like 3 and 4 years back and I was like,
You can
okay,
save seeds. This is
I'm
a thing.
planting all these tomatoes. Like I'm getting rid of all of these.
Do you see I'm just
Yeah.
like,
It's fun though, right? Like certain things are fun.
not only is it fun, but this is also a very apt time of year to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
it really starts to be a thing in like
Getting to be
fucking
spring.
February
Yep.
where like I am unwell. And I like
The
am
winter.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see what you're saying. I see
and
what you're
then
saying.
and I always plant too early because I'm like I need like
Need to
mentally
do it.
Yeah.
I need to like touch dirt to believe that I can be okay.
Yeah.
Like I need to see the sunshine.
100%.
And it like makes a huge and that which is why COVID is when it happened, right? Because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I might as well just
But I do
fucking
feel like
try.
a lot of people started really getting into like gardening,
Yeah.
sourdough bread,
Sourdough
like
bread, yeah.
right? Like there was a lot of things where people were like, I have to like fill my time with something that's just like not scrolling through TikTok,
Yeah.
you know? Or
Yeah.
scrolling through TikTok specifically for finding out about these things,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, well, I think people either went one of two ways. They either picked up a healthy hobby or they spiraled.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes
Or
a
they had to go to
mix.
rehab at the end of COVID.
Sometimes
you
you're smoking cigarettes while you're planting.
Which is bad for tomatoes.
Yeah.
You can't even
Mine
work
taste
on tomato
smoky.
farms
Tobacco
because the
mosaic
tobacco,
virus.
because the tobacco even on you can get into the tomatoes and fuck them all up.
Fuck.
You could don't. Yeah, you have
gotta
to
get some
yeah.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
keep
you
it
have
in
to
your
wash your
pack.
hands. Yeah.
Is this a real
Change
thing?
your-
Yeah, it's
yes,
a real
it's
thing.
100% a real thing.
I've worked in commercial
me.
agriculture.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's like the only job where you're legally allowed to discriminate against tobacco users.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Tomato
Because
agriculture.
of the growth. Yeah. This is a very real thing.
Yeah, because there's a really crazy disease called tobacco mosaic virus, and if it infects tomatoes, like 100% of them will die.
So the reason that I know about it and the picture that happens in my mind when I think about it is there was like a Simpsons episode
Yeah.
where they were all
the tobacco tomato hybrid.
Yeah. But they were getting fucked up on the tomato. They were getting fucked up, right? They were like eating it,
Yeah.
and it was like brown inside, but they were like all getting like high from it. So that is not what happens, but it is the picture in my mind.
Yeah, the plants turn brown. The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing just dies.
Actually, I don't know. I've never actually experienced it because when I
Yeah,
did
it's really
work
not supposed to be. Yeah,
when I did work in a tomato hothouse, we had pretty serious.
it's not even supposed to be like on
biosecurity.
you. Yeah.
Biosecurity.
Yeah, so even if you
Biosecurity.
didn't smoke cigarettes, like before you went in, there was a giant thing of hand sanitizer, and you had
Like
to.
a vat. Thank God you told me that. Maybe this is how I'm gonna quit cigs.
Yeah, because of
What do
your
I care
love for
about
tomatoes.
more?
Yeah. I'm like, fuck my lungs, dude. My tomato plants.
I love these tomatoes.
aromas are thriving
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
year.
But I do think there is something fun about now about just like plants because it'll keep on growing into more stuff, right?
Yes.
Like maybe you'll do cucumbers this year because I just told you that's the only thing that I could grow. You
I
know,
kind of hit or miss on cucumbers in my garden. I feel like some years they do pretty good.
Yeah.
Other years the
I will
bugs
say
destroy
tomato, cucumber,
Yeah.
feta, olive oil,
them. Ooh.
and then you can just add anything in there. Like, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
have that
I do-
as your base.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love a good cucumber salad.
Love the salad. Cucumber, tomato
Cucumber
salad.
Mm.
Yeah, balsamic.
Yeah.
You know, balsamic glaze.
Yeah, I wasn't
Even
thinking
more fun.
I wasn't gonna do cucumbers this year, but I think you've convinced me.
No, you should do it so then I can have some cucumbers. But yeah, I have. There's definitely ones. I feel like in my mindset with it is pick one thing, try it, and then get better at it, and then you
Yep.
can add on.
Yep.
So I like that move rather than being like, I'll just do all of the things,
Yeah.
and then you don't keep up with it.
No, yeah.
So I'll try something this year, especially for the pod, so that they can stay updated.
What, I usually start a lot of stuff, so I'll let you guys both know a little later in the spring. And
we kill those
if you wanna-
motherfuckers so quick.
Yeah, if you want
I'm
to throw me
telling
a
you.
couple bucks, I'll give you some tomatoes and stuff.
Well, you're helping me cultivate
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year. I like
absolutely.
want your. I
Yeah,
need-
Yeah,
I'd
do a
love to
little
come.
video, do a little.
Yeah, I'd love to come do a little consult.
Do you have a backyard or do you have a
I have like
deck?
a shared backyard space, but I have my own. I have 2 boxes.
Oh,
Cool,
perfect.
cool. So you have like
Great.
a little raised beds.
Yeah, I've got 2 raised beds, and
That's
then I'll
wonderful.
usually do I'll do tomato plants in just like pots, like big
Amazing.
pots.
Yeah.
So I like try and plan around it, kind of. But
Sure.
that's another thing too. Like this is also what I love about it is like the community aspect of it.
Sure.
Like I just think I feel very secure in my 30s, being like talking to people about gardening because I just like light up about it.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to geek out on.
Yeah, I've met like a lot of my neighbors because of it, you know, because I've been like, oh, hey, looks like you've planted like a cherry tree. You know, I've got a cherry tree too, you know. And then it's
and then
always
he cut it down.
No, I didn't.
Like Washington. Right?
Yeah, no, I got the joke, but
I was going to be like, just another thing you two share.
God damn it.
But I'm
I
not.
think this is the 5th one that landed flat today. I swear to God. Wait, I better be good at ice fishing because I'm quitting comedy.
Yeah, no, I definitely probably should have given you more on that one, but I just didn't want to be compared to somebody that owns slaves, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wooden teeth having bastard. I'm gonna
This keeps
unpopular
going.
take. Fuck George
Actually,
Washington.
no, they said I feel like people have been saying that it wasn't wooden teeth, it was his slave's teeth.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about
Okay,
that. Though.
great. Anyways,
That's not funny.
as far as cherry trees go, we do love them. And we don't cut them down. Because we're good people.
I do have a cherry tree, and I've had it for like 6 fucking years, and it will not produce cherries,
Yeah.
dude.
No.
Every year, the one year we had a couple of cherries, the birds just crushed them, and we had like 5 on there, and I was like watching them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the birds ate them.
Dang.
Yeah.
They ate all of them. We got like me and Claudia
Can't even shoot those birds.
each got
Can't
one.
even shoot those birds.
We each got one cherry.
One cherry.
Maybe
That
this
feels
year
like
will be the
my
year.
Me and Jess's whole relationship with
gardening.
gardening.
Single
If you
cherry.
if you take out cucumbers, like we've each gotten like one pepper or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend lives up in Nevada, and she is really good at gardening too. You're gonna get along with her very well when we go up there to go fishing. And
she's got a big ranch.
big ranch. She has a huge garden. She feeds her family on the garden. Like
That's
through,
the dream.
That's such a
right?
dream, dude.
And
I
the
love
kids,
that.
and she's got 2 babies. She's got one, like almost 4, the other one 2. They eat all of the vegetables, and it's like that's the way to grow up is eat vegetables like that, because it's like there is a little bit of a mindset like we have to eat it because like it's gonna go bad, and so like I'm sure they have like that, but it also just tastes so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like having cherries that you grew or cherries, because you didn't get any. Because of the
Yeah,
birds.
rub it in.
But
Yeah. When you get cherries one
yeah, but having like tomatoes or cucumbers or like that, it's like that's the. I mean, especially as a child, like taste buds and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna get down with it because it's like it tastes so fresh and so good. That's how you get them on it.
And
you know?
like, you know, I think too, like kids when they're a certain age, they just put everything in their mouth. So if you have a garden, you're like, hey,
yeah,
you actually can do that here. you know?
onions.
Yes.
She does onions and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Garlic. She did a huge garlic thing where she was selling garlic at one point.
Yeah,
And
garlic
stuff
is
like that. It didn't like. It's a lot of work because you have to plant it at
In
the
the
end of the
fall.
season.
You
Yeah,
gotta
so
plant it in,
fall
like
through
Thanksgiving,
and then you have
usually
to
when I
like
plant
cut it up
mine.
and stuff like that. But there's a lot of places that
Which I didn't do any garlic this winter, but I've heard you can do like a spring garlic. So actually, maybe I can.
oh, you could. There you
I
go.
think, but
Add that one to the list.
Add that one to the list.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally would not recommend garlic
No.
if you don't have a lot of space.
Take it
Yeah.
off the list.
Take
it off the
Take
list.
it off the list.
Take it off the list.
I feel the same way about onions, just because I've had some good onion years,
Sure.
but they're just so cheap at the store,
Yeah.
and they're like
Yeah, yeah.
massive. You know, like
Yeah.
when you grow a garden onion that's this big, like the labor of chopping up a ping pong ball sized
Sure,
onion,
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
it's just not even worth it. Like you peel it, and then you're like, okay, there's
Yeah.
2 bites of onion. I'm gonna have to use 6 of these for this
Yeah.
recipe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I guess. I think you can also just, I mean, honestly, the farmer's market, one of the things that we have here in Colorado too is just like amazing farmer's markets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you can really get people, like, you can go buy stuff from people that are good at growing it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is nice because since I can't grow anything, I need to go to farmer's markets
Support
to
your
get
local.
fresh.
Yeah.
Support your local
Yeah.
urban homesteader.
Is there any other outdoor activities that you want to do but you've not tried because you've maybe been a little bit insecure about it and you're like, if I'm not going to be good at it, I don't want to do it. And I am the same way. So I get it.
Not to sound judgy, but
No. I've had a bicycle. I've had a bicycle for probably 7 years. I rode it like 3 times.
Yeah, I've
and it's because I'm
yeah.
just not good at like, and it's not. I'm not even not that bad at riding a bicycle. I just don't know where I'm gonna end up, or if I'm gonna be tired, or if I'm gonna be out of breath, or if I'm gonna go up a hill, or get stuck. Like I don't like. There's so many reasons in my mind that like talks me out of it, which I don't think is healthy. But
Yeah.
Are there any activities like that?
Well, here is what I'll say. I think my relationship with hiking has gotten a lot better.
Okay.
Actually. Because I feel like I've found people recently who you just have to find your people.
You can't be hiking with people
Chill
that are
hikers.
better at hike, like so much
Yes.
better at hiking.
Chill
Yes.
hikers. I'm kind of that way. I'm more of a wanderer because
Yeah.
I like start looking at the rocks and the plants
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
you
You're
know?
Roman.
Roman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Usually it's not about the destination. It's
That's-
about
I was,
all the little bugs and mushrooms
I
and
know.
shit.
Beautiful.
I was like, it just
this
sounds
is it. I love it.
I know. It sounds so cliche, but it really is this thing where it's like so much of it is like outcome based, where people are like get to the top.
Yep.
But then you find
We
your
got
people
3
and you're just
hours.
kind of like, I don't know. I like having people where it's like, hey, do you like need to chill and rest? Like
Sure.
you just find
Should we smoke a
relaxing-
joint? Should we hang out? Should we
Yeah.
keep it-
You,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
plan to get lunch afterward. Like, so I feel like
Sure.
I found my people with that. I also love swimming.
Swimming.
I'm a big swimmer.
That's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
In a gym?
I used to belong to like a pool when I was a kid. Now I'll do
Okay.
like rec center swimming.
Okay.
But it's kind of my dream. This is my dream. Is
The
to
dream.
like do a hike and then do like a cool swim.
A swim.
Oh,
yeah.
like in like a mountain river?
a
Wait,
mountain,
no.
like an
Lake?
alpine lake.
Like an
Lake.
That's like peak Hannah.
Yeah, actually,
outdoor.
I have a good one I could probably recommend for that. The water's going to be cold, but it's not.
But he's
that
not
bad
going
of
to
a
say it on the
hike.
podcast because he has secrets.
Yeah, yeah,
This
And
is
he
a
has to hold his
spot?
secrets.
Yeah.
Secret spot.
yeah. I'll
How
tell you
hard's the
after.
hike?
It's not bad at all. It's
Okay.
probably like,
When you can find people at your pace,
it's less
then
than
it
a
might
mile.
not matter.
It's less than a
Yes.
mile.
See, that I want to do.
It's pretty
Okay.
steep, but it's
can
less
do
than a mile.
Bring
Yeah.
your phone, get content, make sure you
Get a
post.
lot of content.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that you grew up here and didn't get super into like maybe one sport or something like that, because people do travel to Colorado just for the outdoors.
Dude, and the skiing. I think skiing
You know?
drives me fucking up. I'm sorry, it just drives me up the wall.
No, I'm the
Skiing is
same
wild.
way. It's such a weird.
It's
such a weird
expensive.
thing.
And that's the thing, is like I'm not gonna ever do it. If I'm
No.
not into it by 31,
Yeah.
it's too expensive.
It's
I
so
don't want to
expensive.
try.
Yeah, my knees have survived this long, and so
I think if you get into it and you're like, okay, I have the gear. All I have to do is buy the pass this year. I already know where I can stay. I have But it is, when you think about it, as people that live an hour away from some of the best, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away from some of the best mountains,
Yeah.
it's still expensive. All you're taking out is like the flight, which is not expensive
Yeah.
from
dude,
other
yeah.
places.
Some of my family in the
You know?
South is like, I can't believe you never like go skiing, and I'm like, bro, you expect me to pay $200 to slide down a hill?
yeah.
I'm not
What the
doing
fuck
it.
is wrong with you?
One time I went snowboarding with these guys and they were skiers and they were, their whole thing was like, how much altitude could they get?
Mm-hmm.
So they were just like, how many runs could they get in a certain amount of time?
Mm-hmm.
Just like go
and-
down as fast as they could and go back to the top.
Like it was, like their whole thing was like, that was like, and I just could, and I was like, you know what? I think, and luckily my best friend was there and she's more like me too, where it's like, why don't we chill
God,
and
I'm
have
so
a little
glad
bit
we
of
agree on this.
fun, hang out, get a beer, chill, go for a couple more runs. Like it's not,
Well,
we're not tracking it. We're not
And
tracking
can we
it.
also just kind of appreciate how rare it is that 3 people that live in Colorado, none of us are like, no, skiing's cool.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that never happens.
Yeah.
Did I was gonna ask, as somebody from the South, did you ever float?
Float like
down the-
tube down a river
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
do the tubing down the river.
Yeah. And the town I grew up in had a pretty like a nice like sort of canoeing creek.
Now, doesn't that sound beautiful?
Yeah, and actually like growing up there was like a little canoe rental place kind of close to my house where like you could just rent the canoe and then they'd pick it up at the bottom. You'd
Yeah.
float for the afternoon.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten super popular, that area of but honestly, yeah, growing up like it's so hot in Alabama that really like water sports are kind of it.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, if you're trying to do anything, you got to be near a creek.
You
Yeah.
can
You know,
tube in Fort Collins down the Pooter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, there
It's
is
so much
like a
colder.
hiking aspect
Mm-hmm.
to it. And that is the annoying part, is that like, we had like a cooler and we had like beer and we wanted to like all like pass each other beers while we're going, and it like tipped and then we lost all the beer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like one of those things where it's like, there is like, it's easier to go with people and be like the one person that's never done it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're with a group that knows
knows the
exactly what they're
deal.
doing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're trying to just be like, I don't know, this is what people do, so we'll just like try this thing, it can be so annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
You
think
know
it's
what I
one of
mean?
those things too that like the idea of it, and I think winter sports are like this a lot too. Like when you think when you're this idealized version of it, all the danger has been removed. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, tubing seems like a relaxing and lazy thing, but also like,
skiing and snowboarding too. Yeah, it's a haul. It's a haul, right?
It's a haul.
There is like a combination.
You know,
You're
like
not driving up,
break their
parking.
legs, and I mean, Sonny died.
Yeah,
skiing.
dude. It's a whole thing.
People die all the time from skiing, though.
100%, and drowning too,
and drowning too,
tubing and
stuff
kayaking
like that.
and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Whitewater river rafting, I love to do, and that is also sometimes like I'm like people could very
it could be
easily
pretty gnarly. There's some pretty wild water, and
I think when you're an outdoorsman, you commit to whatever that like pre and post activity is, and there's certain ones that are just you're like I want this bad enough, so I'll do it.
For me, like professionally, is really I was a fish scientist, so I mean I was like running rivers with like expensive science equipment.
Sure.
So my early experiences in the whitewater like canoeing world were like kind of high stress. It was like like so now I think now that I don't do that as much for work, I definitely like it reminded me of work. And so I didn't do it for a while. You know what I mean? But now I have a canoe now that I take out, and like
I would love to see you out on your canoe.
It's pretty fun. I love doing it. I mostly just hit the lakes and stuff and fish, but I always keep joking that I live down south, but I live pretty close to the Pooter. And I always keep joking that one of these days I'm going to put my boat in and I'm going to paddle all the way to the river Mike on a Sunday. I'm just going to float all the way and I'm going to pull up and then I'm going to go to like a Mike and Rhino, just right there. And they'll be like, Elliot, how did you get here? I'll be like,
the boat.
See that canoe out there locked to the bridge?
That's how I got here.
That's me.
That's so badass.
You ride your bike to that, Mike.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I do ride my bike a lot.
And that's a lot too, because again, that's why my bicycle really never got used, because I would just
I used to do that all the time though, where I'd ride my bike up to an open mic, and then I'd be like, God damn it, I have to fucking ride home now.
Right, it's the ride home. Man. That's a tough one.
And it's
which I have given you rides before.
Throwing my bike in the back. Yeah, I used to do that a lot. I mean, I got a bike stolen that way because I was just like, I can't do this, and I locked it and left it.
And then you
got a ride
home. Yeah, got a ride. Yeah,
came back the next day.
Are you a biker?
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
I have a bike that's been in my garage for 3 years.
Yeah.
And the garage won't open, and I'm not like in a rush.
To get it open.
And it even has a custom little seat.
Yeah.
And I'm just not.
That's amazing.
It's powder blue, and I feel like I should sell it.
Yeah, I know. That's what ends up happening. I've had bikes before, then I sold them, then I bought another one because I was like, I live at a place, like I lived at a place that was like right next to.
I have a huge collection of bicycles, and that's how I got half of them. Someone was like, I never rode it. Like, you want to just give me $40 for it? And I was like,
and then he
sure,
resells
I'll have it for guests.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And now, like, I probably have to get rid of some because my girlfriend's starting to get mad at me because I have too many bicycles.
Bicycles.
We have a tandem bike.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we have it. We used it for one of our WolfHawk videos.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. You own that?
I own it. Yeah.
Do you feel how do you feel about your tandem bike?
Oh God. It's one of those things that me and my girlfriend joke about this, where if we ever are like feeling bad about ourselves or like having a rough time, we'll just ride it, because you can't ride that thing more than like 5 minutes without someone being like, hey, cool bike.
Yeah.
And it just is a nice little boost. Yeah. But it's the most Colorado fucking story ever. We went to breakfast, and the bike shop right next to the breakfast place, they every once in a while, when someone doesn't pay their bike repair bill, they just put the bike out for sale. Just pay the repair bill and it's yours.
Whoa! Because they just want it out of there.
Because they like have no space, and they've like spent enough time and tried to reach out to the owners enough times that they're like, okay, they obviously don't want this bike. And so basically, I was like, yo, how much do you think it is? And I was like, I started looking up what tandem bikes go for, and they're
expensive,
incredibly expensive. So I was like, yo, if it's going to be like in the $400 range, I think I'm going to buy it. And it was. And so I'm buying it, and the lady basically tells me that like they're pretty sure that a couple bought it and then they got divorced.
That's it. So they didn't pick it back up. What are we gonna do with this bike that's made for two people? We're not two people.
And so she was like, have you guys ever tandemed before? She like gave us a warning. She was like, sometimes it can cause people to get in fights because it's harder to ride than a
I
regular
cannot
bike.
imagine. You have to be pretty in tune with your partner to be able to. I mean, physically, but then also.
Well, and also
mentally.
I think too, like, imagine if you crash and you're in the back.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with the public embarrassment
Yeah.
of crashing a bike.
A tandem bike.
And then everyone comes to be like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then you're
Yeah.
like, "You fucking turned wrong.
Yeah.
You made us wreck."
It
Yeah.
would be a great practice for a couples therapist.
God, I know,
don't
right?
know.
As a therapist, I'm like, let's put you two on a tandem
I'm
bike.
gonna have you be in the front this time.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like danger zone for
But
therapy.
you did really well when we wrote it. I was trying to warning you. I was like, it's kind of hard. But,
Yeah.
But, you
But we
killed
just
it.
rode like down the
Down.
block and back. Like we weren't like if we were going for a little while and I was starting to get like huffy and puffy. Like I think it would have probably got to a certain point where
Well, you could just pick your legs up and
Yeah.
just make the other person
make
do
the
all
other
the
person
Make the
do
other
all the
person
work.
do all the work.
Like,
Yeah.
man, it just
What
got
a
way
metaphor
harder.
for your relationship, you two. I'm telling you. I should do it as a couples thing for couples that I like want to get divorced. But you can't
You're
tell
like,
them.
listen, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Dude, let's make a deal. I can give you a
we
pretty
gotta-
good rental price on it.
Yeah. Just as a push for the end of their relationship.
I
like,
think being able to do certain things like go to IKEA, build something from IKEA,
Yeah.
go to the grocery store to get like I think those are easy ways to not get hurt with a thing, and B also go travel together. I think when you're first dating somebody,
yeah.
just go to the fucking airport
Get it over with.
See if
and
it works.
figure out what the fuck how they act at
Yeah.
the airport. Because no matter how chill they are at home, if they act like you got to be ready for like either this is just how they are
See 'em
every
in
time
their
we go through
worst.
security or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like those
Oh,
are
yeah.
things that are gonna happen.
Make
you know?
or break, sink or swim.
Yeah, yeah, and then try the bike, I guess.
Yeah, I'm very serious. I will if you ever want to do this, even as a joke, I will fucking bill you for the rental
Or
of
maybe
a
we could
tandem
just-
bicycle.
We could write a skit. We could do a skit or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, I think
Lizzy's like, do not lose your license.
yeah,
This is
Ultimate would be
unethical.
Ultimate might like that idea of like doing like a weird relationship, like everything comes out in the relationship on the bicycle.
On the bicycle,
and we're
yeah.
just because we can just ride bikes next to it and have the cameras set up so that we can like follow it.
That's a
you know?
sick idea,
Yeah. Talk to him about that.
Yeah, let's shoot a tandem bike sketch. That sounds hilarious.
I think especially in the summer, spring, summer.
Oh, I guess I
super fun.
am into biking now.
Oh, what
a way.
biker. And then on that note, we got to wrap up. So why don't you plug?
Where can people find you?
So where can people find you?
Yep.
Follow you. Shows that you might be on.
Yep. Follow me on my Instagram at Keep It Popkin. That's gonna have like all of my shows. I have some really fun ones coming up in March. I'm guest hosting The Block, which is
Cool.
I'm very
Yeah,
excited
very
about.
Fun. Yeah.
And I have some shows in the spring, so check it out because I'll be all over Colorado. But yeah,
Oh,
at Keep
fantastic.
It Popkin.
And you can follow me and Lizzy at WolfHawk Comedy on Instagram, and I am Mr. Mike Hawkburns on pretty much all the socials. Mm-hmm. If you have a hard time remembering it, it sounds like you're saying Mike Hawkburns. So
He tells the joke every time, and one day,
It gets me every time.
one day,
it's surprising how many people don't get it.
I didn't get it for years. I didn't get it. I didn't even know that was not his real name. Yeah, but you can find me at Lizzy Wolfson on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can find actually WolfHawk at all of those too.
Yep.
And then also we will be having a Patreon too. So follow WolfHawk Comedy Podcast at Patreon. We're gonna have extra episodes. We're gonna have content
Maybe you
from
can
our
watch-
adventures
yeah,
outside.
You can watch the tandem bike sketch.
I know your first
eventually.
clip.
Yeah. Or we could do like an early release of the tandem bike clip, but also just you can see us like we're gonna go ice fishing today, and we're gonna get content from that. Fishing through the spring and summer. I have been roping, so maybe you'll come out and see some
But
horses.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, but thank you so
guys.
much.
This
Yeah.
is a dream. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll have to come back soon.
I will.
Thanks
and
for tuning in.
tell us about your tomatoes.
God, yes.
All right, have a good night. Bye.